Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. We are going to have lots of fun today because I'm going to be showing you a box, a template and a box that this is one of the most highly requested boxes that I've ever done. I did it many years ago on YouTube, back when the highest resolution was 360, and now we're in 1080 HD, so I thought I would do it again. I've done other boxes, and I'm going to show you a couple of the other ones that we've done in the past, but this one is a very specific size, and it's great for photographs. It's called a memory keeper. And it's also great for card scraps. So we're going to show you how to do this a couple different ways today. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy crafternoon.
How are you today?
I'm better than horrible. Hey, but I think the resolution back then was actually 3. Right?
3 pixels?
3 pixels.
That was about it.
Yeah.
I did like it, though. I liked it because everything looked so smooth. And I go back and look at those videos. Of course, I'm older now, but I go back and look at those videos and I think, it'd be nice to go back to like that 480 or that 360. Now everything is HD, and now you gotta use a lot of skin cream.
Pixelation.
Yes. How are you today?
I'm great. Yeah. It's very, very good buzz here on Thursday here
Yes.
at the warehouse.
Yes, and it's a great buzz here in the comments, in the chat box over there. It's great to see everybody. So, Tom, don't let me forget, if you have a word of the day like I did the other night, I don't want to save it to the very end.
You were caught up in the rapture.
I really was. All right. Well, do you have a word of the day today?
I do.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that'll be fun. So Tom will be back in a little bit with the word of the day. But let's get started, because today I also have a free template for you, and I have a couple of free gifts. And the gifts aren't going to stop, because I'm going to ask you guys your opinion, and I want you to let me know what else you would like to see. So put it in the comments. Also, if you're watching on replay, please drop in the comments what you would like to see for future designs, okay? And you'll know what I mean in just a little bit. So, what we're going to do today is we are going to make one of these. This is a memory keeper. And this is a great way if you are, even if you're a scrapbooker, or if you're not a scrapbooker, but you've got lots of photographs laying around, this is a great way to organize those photos and get them out of the shoebox. Or if you're a scrapbooker, this is a great way for you to get your projects ready for a future scrapbook, okay? So what I mean by that is, you can take that pack of photos, make a box like this, put a little information in with it, and then down the line you can grab one of these and do a full-blown scrapbook, or you can just keep them organized this way on your shelf, kind of book style. You can even put something down here on the spine. And these are, you know, fun for your family to come over and pop open their baby pictures and see what was going on back then. Here's a picture of Tom with Alicia when she was just a baby. So these pictures are 28 years old. Tom, you look exactly the same. What the heck? And these are my mom and my dad, and this is back before digital cameras for sure, but it's fun. There's me with my baby. But these are just really fun ways to keep your pictures. So I showed this when I did the Hero Arts live. I did the chat over there on the Hero Arts YouTube channel, and I showed this as one of my very early projects, and people were like, please bring that back, because I did have a template on our old website, but we don't have one anymore. So I reconstructed that template, and this is going to be on our blog, on our website for you to download. I will also put it into the Facebook group, and this is our Memory Keeper Box template that is yours for free. Now, I'm going to show you how easy this is to make and why this is different than ones that we've made before. So in the past, we made something like this, and this is like a box to hold cards, and you can see in here we've got a bunch of greeting cards and envelopes, and this makes a nice gift. But you can see how different this box is, both in the height of the box, which is perfect for A2 cards, but also the thickness of the box, which is perfect for 4 to 6 cards and envelopes. This one is much thinner and it's longer because you can't put the 4x6 photos into this box. However, you can put 4x6 photos in here, or you can put 4x6 cards, which my understanding is a very popular card size from our international friends. So you can use it for that and maybe put 3 or 4 cards in here with envelopes. So it's a different size box. Now, I am going to bring this one back too eventually. This is our little seed box. It's also great for other kinds of projects, but it's perfect for seed packets. So if you want to go to the store now and grab some seed packets, there's different size seed packets, but this box fits perfectly for seed packets. And I think that's a fun gift to give maybe a new homeowner or somebody that loves gardening. So I'll bring this one back too. But the memory one seems to be one that people really wanted. So we're going to start with this one today, bringing these boxes back. All right, so here is the basic sizes, and you can see the black lines are where you score. And then there's a red line on here for where you cut. Now, I put it in the wrong spot because I tested out this template this morning. I'm going to fix that, and then I'm going to upload the template on the blog. So hang in there. It'll be uploaded later this afternoon. And I will link the spot to get it here on the YouTube channel, and I will also upload it in our Facebook group. Now, mine's going to look a little different than this today because these are old basic gray pattern papers, not available anymore. And this is not available anymore because this was something that coordinated with an old Spellbinders die. So we're going to do it a little different today. Now, I am going to start with a piece of cardstock. So I'm going to use, let's see here. I was thinking that it might be fun to use Wild Wisteria cardstock. It's such a beautiful bright color. And then I was thinking of maybe using some of the pattern papers from our Autumn Splendor set. So I've got an open one here, and I thought this would be a really pretty paper to use with this Wild Wisteria. What do you guys think? Do you like that color combination for the box today? I think it'll be fun. So and you can use any pattern papers that you have. Or if you don't want to use pattern papers, you can make your own pattern paper, or you can do something similar to this where I just did a little bit of stenciling on my paper to create a little bit of interest. You can do it any way you want. But today we're going to use pattern paper just to make it easy. All right, so we're going to start with the template. We're going to put this into our Score Pal. Now these big boxes, it is much easier if you have a larger scoring board. I tried to make it work with the Score Buddy yesterday, and I was having a fit trying to do it. So you will need a bigger scoreboard, and I know a lot of you have these already, but they are readily available. Now, our first measurement is going to be a 1/2 inch down, and remember, you don't have to keep track of this because you're going to have the template that you can refer to online, or you can print it and keep it in a binder with all the other templates and charts that we have provided. So we did the 1/2 inch. Now we're going to do a 1 inch. All right, and I'm doing this a couple of times, getting a nice thick score line. The weight of cardstock for this box, I like to do 100-pound cardstock. I think that probably will work the best because it keeps the box a little bit more rigid. But if you only have 80-pound cardstock, you could either double up or you could do lots of extra layers on the front and the back to make it a little bit stiffer. Now our next number is 7.5 inches, so we're going to do that. 7.5 inches. And then 8 inches. So basically we're creating 2 1/2 inch marks on either side, folds on either side. Okay, so now we've got those in there. Now we're going to turn it this way in the Score Pal. And our template, remember to turn so that you can see where you're going to go. Now this part up here is going to be a little bit bigger than this part down here. And that's okay because as you can see here, this is going to be tucked underneath and the bigger one is going to be the open flap. But it's not even an open flap. This is just all decorative. This is the flap. So we're going to actually seal all of this up, but it's going to look cute this way. All right, so now we're going to go to the 3-inch mark. I like to do a couple here. And then 3.5, so we're sticking with that 1/2 inch area, 1/2 inches all around. And then we're going to go down to the 8-inch mark. And welcome everyone, it's great to see you all coming in. And then the 8.5 inch mark. Okay. Get back in there. Now you'll notice that when I do my scoring, and I talked about this the other night, I don't put my paper right up to the top of the Score Pal or the Score Buddy. I bring it down a little bit. It allows me to drop my score tool into the groove and get a good running start. It's a little bit harder to do that when you're right at the top. Okay, so now we've got all of these done, and now we're going to cut. So you're going to cut out the parts that look like this turquoise color. It actually looks like a very light gray. And so you're able to see that. Let's see if I can get the right angle there. Can they see those score lines, Tom, up here?
Barely.
Barely? How about on this side?
Yeah, I can see those.
Okay, so you're going to match what's here. You're going to cut like that. So you're going to cut and then over and down like that. Yes, this is 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock, so you don't have to modify the cardstock beforehand. Okay, so let's cut that off. We're going to make our template look just like this template. Just the white parts are going to be left. So I am cutting this box off, and then I'm going to cut down here. So I'm cutting right along those score lines, and then I'm going to cut over here. And then I'm going to cut that off right there. Okay, so you can see now this looks just like this, right? That looks the same. So this template isn't to scale. It can't be because this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. So I had to shrink it down a little bit. Okay. Yes, check the replay for the final link. I haven't put this up on the site yet, but all of this will be going up on the website. And I will add into here, start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, so you know that as well. And then I do have to fix this little red line. So you just have to give me a few minutes after the live to do those fixes. All right. So, just cutting that out. And then we're going to cut that little tab off. Okay. So now we have that done. And I had said originally to cut in here, but I want you to actually cut this tab not off, but just loose. So you're making a little flap that's going to be able to fold in right there. Okay. I'm going to do that on the other side too. Sometimes it's easier to flip it over if you can't get your scissors right in there. Okay. So now we've got those little flaps right there. Now the other side doesn't have flaps. You can put them in if you want. You could cut it the other way if you want. But here's the thing. I really just want the top of this. Let's see here. Did I do this right? No, I didn't do it right. Okay. Let's see. I got to do it just on one side. So we're going to cut this whole thing off, right? This is the bigger one, and this is the bigger one. We're going to cut this whole one off. Sorry about that. I had it turned sideways. So you can see here now, this side looks like this, and this side looks like this. My little tabs are just going to be down here at the bottom. And I only need that for a little bit of reinforcement at the bottom, but you could leave all the tabs on if you want. But seriously, this is really an easy way to do it. All right, so we're going to cut the bottom the same way as the top. All right, so we're cutting all that off on this side, right? You can always just go back and look at your template. That's how I found my mistake. So does this panel look like the white parts of this? I cut that off, I cut that off. Now I'm going to do the similar thing to over here on this side. Just the 3 boxes are coming off. It's been a long time since I've dabbled in this memory keeper. But I think this is a great way to keep your pictures. And you know, all of our pictures are like on Instagram now, and they're all on our phones. And then the kids come over and they love going back and looking at the old pictures. But, you know, at some point, all of that stopped. And now everything's on my phone and they can't see it. So I really want to start printing my pictures again and just getting them off my phone and just getting them into these boxes. All right. And then, same way that we cut that little flap there, we're going to do the same thing here and just cut that down to create a little flap there. Okay, so we've got our little flaps here on this side and no flaps here. Right? Isn't it? Don't you just want to get those pictures off your phone and be able to share them? It's always, I see people all the time, oh, I got to show you this, I got to show you that, and they're always handing people their phone. I think that's just not as fun. All right, now we're going to do some folding. Remember, we've got our score lines digging into the paper here. We're going to fold away from that because we've stretched the fibers, and this way none of this will look cracked. It'll look nice and smooth. So we're going to just go ahead and do all of that.
And what do you think? That holds about 10 cards or so? 12?
Cards?
I'm sorry, photos.
You know, Tom, I'm going to give this to you because this is about a pack of photos. I think there's like 24 photos here. So it holds about 24 photos. You know, and back then we used to buy our film in like 12, 24, and 36. But I think it holds about 24. And honestly, back then, we would buy a roll of 36 and maybe only get 24 good ones, if that. So, but I think about 24. And there's always duplicates and stuff, so you don't have to put all your duplicates in there. All right, so I'm folding all of this up. Now, our larger side, which is our 3-inch side here, I want to round the corners because I want to make this look a little prettier. So I have a corner rounder. This is an EK Success corner rounder. I am sure you guys have a corner rounder in your craft room. If you don't, they're not that expensive. And I'm just going to corner round these corners just to give it a little bit of interest. Isn't it fun to go back and just use some of those old tools too? The corner rounder that's been sitting in your drawer forever. Okay, so now I've rounded those corners. I also want to round the corners of this part right here, the one that doesn't have the flaps, because this is the part that's going to open. And with those corners rounded, it's less apt to get caught up. It's going to go in and out a lot more smoothly. So let's round these corners. And the best way to do it is to close the box to get your corner rounder in there. Just close the box up there like that. And then you can get into this right here and create that rounded corner. Same with this side. We're just going to close the box right over here. And round that corner. There we go. So now we've got that pretty rounded corner there. We've got the pretty rounded edges over here on this flap. And now we're ready to assemble this box. So pretty easy peasy, right? I like to use Terrific Tape by Gina K Designs. This is a ThermoWeb product, and ThermoWeb makes great tape. But if you don't have that, you can use score tape, you can use red line tape, whatever really sticky tape you like. So, oh good, I'm glad you use your corner rounder all the time. That's awesome. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape right here, okay? I'm always scared to put the tape on. I'm always like, is that the right spot? Is that where I wanted to put it?
Okay, a couple questions
Yeah.
on, could you make this box to open from the front big flap?
Yes, you can. So you would have to do it a little bit differently because this is what it would look like. And so, yes, you actually can. You would just have to tape it so that it only came up to here. And then it would fold down here. The reason why I didn't do the box this way is because if you do it this way, you have to find a way to keep that closed. Now you could use a magnet, some kind of magnet. You could use ribbon. You could use a belly band. But I found that for me, it was easier just to open it on the side and drop the pictures out and put it back. And it just looks so pretty this way. So that's why I did it that way, but you absolutely can do that. All right, now what we're gonna do next is I have a little bit of black cardstock here that I have cut into quarter sheets. This is, you don't have to do this, but I find it easier to put a pack of cardstock in there. Let me get the scoreboard out of the way because I think the scoreboard is making me feel like I have to be so far away from you guys, and I can come in a little bit. Okay. So when I put like a chunk of cardstock in here, it gives me the ability to press down hard and, you know, make things like stick better. When you don't have this in here and you're trying to stick it, it kind of sinks in. You see what I mean? So by putting a little chunk of something in there, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you have a thinner acrylic block that you can use. And see, that's thick, but some people have thinner acrylic blocks. So I just used some cardstock because then I could just put as much or as little as I want. And then I'm going to fold these flaps in. And then I'm going to peel this off. Okay. I'm going to put this down here just for this part. And then I'm going to just put this one side over, making sure that it lines up at the bottom. Okay. And then put some pressure on that. So that's pretty good, I think. If it's not perfect, you still have a little wiggle room. And I'm gonna just press that down. Now, here's something that you could have done earlier, and I probably should have done earlier, but it's been a while since I made this. In the center here, I put all of the measurements for the layers too. So I'm gonna put a layer here. So I'm gonna pick this pattern paper and I'm gonna cut this bottom pattern to match these numbers here. So my pattern paper should be 6 by 2 inches. So it's 6 by 6 paper. So might be a hair bigger. Cut that thin hair off there. And then I'm going to cut it to 2 inches. All right. So this is going to decorate this box, but I can't live without my black layer. You guys know that, right? Mary Kay, the template will be on the blog and it will be in the Facebook group. I have to make a correction on it still, so just give me a little bit after the live and I will get that up there. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece of black cardstock right to 6 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to cut it to 2 1/8 of an inch. My pleasure. Okay, so 2 1/8. I still have to show you all the freebies too. I've got some fun little freebies for you. Okay, so this is going to be my upholstery piece, and I'm going to tape this together. You can use these boxes for a lot of different things too, and that's what I want to show you next because I think we're going to have plenty of time. All right, so I'm going to put that, is that my hair in there? I'm shedding. All right, so we're going to put that little piece right here. And now I'm going to pop that onto this front right here. Oh, this is going to be such a pretty box. I'm so excited about this box. And you can use more tape, you know, if you feel like it could come apart, by all means add a little more tape onto it. And this is actually easier to do when it's flat, but I had already committed to that other part, so I'm in already there. Okay, so now we've got that one there. Now we can put our flap on top, right? We're going to put our flap on top, line that up on the bottom, add that right there. Now, you could add more tape on here. Let's do that. Let's add some more of that terrific tape on here because I don't want mine to open. But if you want yours to open and you're going to do it the opposite way, that is totally fine. So we'll get that on there. Put a little extra just to make sure it sticks down. And when it comes to terrific tape, score tape, red line tape, any of those, I like to really kind of press my finger on it to make sure that it really sticks. I'm going to take a few sheets of this out because it is a little, it's a little thick. I think that's good. And these are only in here just to give me something to press on. You don't have to do this part. If you're just tuning in, you might be wondering, why is there a chunk of cardstock in there? Okay, so now we're going to go down onto this right here. There we go. And now we're going to build this layered panel. You know, I do try my best to never like look at anybody else's templates or anything, and that's why I'm always at the end going, okay, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix that, I gotta fix this. All right, so now for this top one, this is the bigger panel, this is the flap down. We're gonna cut the pattern paper to 6 by 2.5. So this is already 6 inches. Now I'm going to go 2.5. Is this kind of fun though? I mean, so far we've only used one piece of pattern paper too. One piece of 6 by 6. So that means we only need 2 pieces of 6 by 6 for this. Now this should be 6 1/8. And we're going to go 6 1/8 by 2 5/8. So 2 5/8 is basically 2.5. And then up 1 more 1/8. My We Are Memory Keepers paper cutter here has the 5/8 marked, but if yours doesn't, that's kind of a way to figure out where it's supposed to go. And now we will put these together. Oh, before we do that though, let's round these corners because we want the corners to match. So we want everything to be rounded. So we're going to round the black, get it right in there. We're going to round the black over here. There we go. And if you ever get a little jagged edge, you can just trim it off, but you know, it's better than horrible, which is the theme. Okay, and we'll do the same thing over here. We're going to round corner here and around the corner here. Now we're going to lay these together, and that gives us like a little rounded corner shadow layer, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I love this paper cutter for that reason too. It marks all the eighths for you, which is really helpful because you know me, I use eighths all the time and it probably drives some people nuts, but it's so pretty, that little tiny border.
So Catherine's asking if you make it open with the big flap, could you use a glue dot as a temporary closure?
You know, I think, well, you could try it. I do think, though, that the glue dot might over time start to tear the paper. So I might be a little apprehensive to use a glue dot. Unless it's like a temporary glue dot.
Use a tiny bit of Velcro.
You could use a tiny bit of Velcro, yes. And then years ago, Basic Gray made magnets for closures. I don't know if they're still available, but you might be able to find those super thin magnets and you can upholster them with a piece of cardstock over them so that, you know, you tuck it under the cardstock, the one side of the magnet, and then it would close that way. But you certainly could try, you know, see how it goes and let us know. I would be interested to see how that would go. I think it would hold it down. I'm just not sure over the years of opening and closing if it might tear it. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that right in here. That looks pretty nice. I'm going to move that black cardstock up so I can put a little more pressure. Okay. So now I don't really, well, I will probably need this because I am going to do the back, but you can see that's how it closes at the top. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I love this color combination. Now I'm going to need one more piece of that cardstock, and I don't know if I have. Oh, I do. I do. Is that thunder, Tom? I hear thunder.
I don't think so.
Okay, good. It might be a truck. Maybe we're getting a big delivery of something. Okay, so now for the back panel, which is right in the middle here, we're going to go 6 by 4. Yeah, a belly band would really work great. And maybe I'll do one of the other boxes with a belly band in the future.
Is that lilac paper?
This is Wild Wisteria.
Wild Wisteria.
Mm-hmm. That's one of our ones that we just got back not that long ago because we were out of it for a long time. Our mill wasn't making it anymore and we were able to get it remilled. Okay, and then we've got to go 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. So 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. Let's see how these work together. Not bad. I am due, though, for a new paper cutter because no matter... One trick that I heard, and I'm going to give it a try, is to take some aluminum foil and cut it a bunch of times with your paper cutter, and that might sharpen the blades a little bit. But otherwise, I'm starting to get ratty edges. But I've had this We Are Memory Keepers paper cutter for a really long time. So I feel like it gave me the best of its life. And if I have to replace it, it's not the end of the world. I use it every day. Okay, so now we've got that pattern, and we can flip this over. I am going to put these back in here so I've got that good pressure. And I'm going to close this so I can center it a little better. I can see it to center it a little better. Oh, you're afraid that somebody will try to open the flap? Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. And so you definitely can do it the other way. And, you know, you might want to put a lot more tape on the upholstery than I'm putting on. But there we go. All right, let me get my brick of cardstock out of there. So now I've got that pretty box, and that is ready for something. Now, I created this for you. This coordinates with our ovals, our oval dies. And I created this for you, and I left 3 blanks so that you could put whatever you want. So for example, if you have a label maker, you could actually create like a label on clear and put it in there for whatever you want. But I tried to think of some things that you might want to put on here. Birthday photos, Christmas photos, Thanksgiving, vacation, holiday, school photos, baby photos. You know, you can get very specific. You know, Tommy's first grade graduation. I mean, you can get as specific as you want. But I thought that I would do it this way. And then this is going to be a free download for you. So here's where I need your help. I want you guys to tell me what you would like to see. So if you want retirement picture photos, or you have a special holiday that you would like to see, let me know, and I'll continue to add these as free templates for you guys. Just print these out on our layering white cardstock with your inkjet printer. If you have a laser printer, then you could even foil them if you want, if it's a laser printer. And then you can use these for all of your different photo memory boxes. So these I'll keep doing, but I need to know what you guys want to see. I just went very generic here. I think because of the pretty nature of this that I might use Thanksgiving photos, because I do actually have a bunch of Thanksgiving photos on my phone that I've been dying to get off, because we had a really nice Thanksgiving this year and I actually remembered to take a bunch of photos. So this is going to be my box for this. All right, so I'm going to just trim that down to make it easy to die cut. And then I'm going to use our dies. Where are they here? So Tom, I think my bag is over there. Oh no, maybe it's over here. Here we go. I have these. This is good. All right, so I did these so that they fit our smallest ovals. Now, if you would like to see other shapes too, let me know that, because I can also do some other shapes. It might take me a while to get them all done, but I'm going to wait until you guys give me enough ideas, and then I will add more. So I'm going to do Thanksgiving photos here, and I am going to go ahead and cut that out with my Intracut. Oh my gosh, you are so welcome. I've got more free downloads for you too. I can't wait to show you, so hang in there because I'm going to show you something else that's really fun. All right, so we're going to cut that out, Thanksgiving photos. Oh, you know what? I really should tack this down. I don't think I'm that good. And then you could do whatever you want. You could stamp on it if you want. You can add little ephemera to it if you want. Like we have a lot of ephemera that coordinates with this pattern. So maybe add like a little pumpkin or something on the side there. But that's kind of cute. And then, of course, you know me, gotta do my black layer. So I'm gonna do the single stitched oval for the black layer. And again, I could try to do some that are like square, if that's easier for some of you, or circles, if that's easier. Okay. All right. And again, they're fun because if you do have a laser printer, or if you take it to like your local Kinko's and ask them to print it on a laser printer in black, you can foil it because they become toner sheets then. So that is a nice little extra option. All right, I'm gonna do this, but I think I'm going to ink blend a little on this. Or maybe I'll get some of that ephemera. I know I have some. Let me just see if it's over here. It might be. Give me a quick second. It's not over there. Maybe I have some down here in the box somewhere. If not, I'll add some later. Let me look in my little box of stuff here. Look at this mess. Can you believe it? This is a mess of stuff. I feel like I want to add a little sprig of something. A little sprig from the ephemera pack. Here's one. Would that match? That would match, wouldn't it? That would look kind of cute. So you could do something like that on the side. Let's see what else is in here. This is what I do when I'm bored. I just cut a bunch of things out and then I don't organize them. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't. Oh, one day we'll do a live where we just go through all of that fun stuff and we see what we can make. All right, well, maybe we'll just go with that. I could look in here too. I've got this pack of ephemera. Ooh, this would be a nice one. I know I have pumpkins in my other one, but I just don't know where that box went. But this is kind of a nice one too for Thanksgiving because it's a little bit more like neutral. That would be a pretty one. Maybe I'll do that one. I think I'm gonna do that. And then maybe I'll do a little ink blending on here, unless you think it looks nice and crisp, because I do want to make one more quick one. Why don't I do that? I'll just do it this way. You could take a marker and color in like a wild wisteria color in between those two black lines if you want to accent it. But we'll just leave it simple like this today. We can always go back and replace this part if we want to be a little bit more fancy. And you can put gems on it or rhinestones or sequins, whatever you want. And let's get this on here. I'll put it right in the middle. Hopefully that's the middle. That looks pretty centered. And then, again, I really like having that little chunk of something in there so that when I press down on it, I've got something to press and I don't squish the box. Okay. Now the reason I took those flaps off up here is because it's easier to open and put photos in, and they don't they don't catch on the flaps, because over time that flap would probably look pretty ratty. Let's put that on there. I think that will be pretty. So we could add that there like that. And we really could take this one and put it over here. But you get the idea, right? Of how pretty that looks? And super easy. And now, if you make a box, let's say, okay, so imagine that it's Christmas or it's Hanukkah and you're getting together with your family and you're taking a bunch of pictures on your phone. Just take those pictures right to Walgreens or wherever you get your pictures, wherever you used to get your pictures developed, and just make it a point. Get them developed. And while they're being developed, just make this box. And all it has to say is Hanukkah pictures or Christmas photos, and put it on there. Now, let me show you the next freebie that I have for you. This one I think is important. I have this for you. This is a little info card about the pictures. This is 4 up. You can cut these with Master Layouts 2 or Master Layouts 1, or you can just slice it into quarters and you can add that in there. So now, let me find my paper cutter. I know it's still here somewhere. Kwanzaa, yes, just tell me what holidays you want and I'll make them. So you just cut these into 4s, or you can do a decorative edge if you want with one of the master layouts. And now you can write on here, Thanksgiving 2023, or it was 2023. That's my pictures that I have waiting. And then you could say in here, the people in this photo are... And we had a great Thanksgiving. This year we had dinner at Rena's and she made a fantastic turkey. We all had so much fun. Then you put the pictures in there with the little card, and all of our card stock is acid and lignin free, so you don't have to worry about that. Then someday, your great-grandchildren can take this little box and they can open it up and they can look at the pictures and they can read all of the information. They can say, oh my gosh, who are these people? Oh, that was Aunt Susie and Uncle Art. Oh, wow, that was my cousin. Oh, that's so cool. And they'll be able to see this. So this is going to be another free download for you for your memory keeper. Okay, and that's going to be, it's all going to be on our blog, and I'll put them all in our Facebook group too. And then I will put the links to all of these right here. Now, I have one more thing to show you, and I don't have a lot of time to do it, so we're going to whip it up really quick here. But I love this one. I'm so excited about this one. And easy, right? It's not hard. How much time did it take me? In my talking and in my stopping, 45 minutes to preserve all of those memories, and you don't have to worry about scrapbooking. Not that we don't love scrapbooking, we do, but we don't always have time. And this is better than on your phone. All right, I'm gonna get my score pal, and then Tom, you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna use the same box, but I'm gonna make a scrap organizer. That is one thing that gets so out of hand. I've got scraps of cardstock everywhere. So I'm going to make a scrap organizer. What do you think about that?
Boy, that sounds useful.
It's very useful. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and do all of the scoring the same way we did the first one. And I'm not going to go through it real slow. I'm just going to whip it together because I want to show you what else you can do with this. And then I have another freebie for you. All right. So what do you think of this, Tom? Do you like this idea?
This is very useful.
It is useful.
Yes, you know, function, that's a big thing for dudes.
Yes.
Function over form.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you wanted to put them on the shelf, like a little bookshelf, you could use one of those label printers with a clear label and just add like what it was, what the event is, and then they can all line up on the shelf evenly like little books, you know. Here's another one, the baby one, and you just put the little labels on there and they're like little books that you pull out. All right, so scraps, here we come. So Tom,
Yeah.
do you have a word of the day?
Well, with all this scrap talk, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, this is about organizing all those loose scraps, right?
Correct. That's what this one's going to be.
And that could certainly, you know, having all those scraps all over the place can lead to quite a bit of confusion and chaos, and, you know, like runs on the craft shelving, the craft shelves, right? And emptying out, and it could lead to a scrap-apocalypse. Scrap-apocalypse.
Oh, we all know what that is. Scrap-apocalypse is what all of our desktops look like after we've made cards or scrapbook pages.
Yes.
I love that.
So it's a great technique, great product to deal with that. Word of the day.
That's pretty funny.
Back to the dead space.
All right, so I'm doing this one backwards, not on purpose, but I'm doing it backwards. So you can have your flap on either side. My flap is going to be on this side on this one, which it really doesn't matter that much. You just want it both flaps to be on the same side. So this is going to be for my blue cardstock. All of my sea glass, my blue denim, like all my blues are going to go into this box. And this is kind of a fun way to organize it and get it right in front of you in a nice little organized manner. So, yeah, it's been a while since I made these, so I'm a little rusty. All right, we want to go here. I just don't want to cut the wrong thing. And here. Yep, so we've got our flaps on the side this time. I did that right. I just did it opposite, but again, that doesn't really matter. And then in the template, I said to cut it here, but we want to cut it here, which I will fix. All right. My gosh.
Okay, with all this scrap talk, there's a bonus word of the day.
He's back.
So if you're having so much fun that you're forgetting things like forgetting the word of the day, or forgetting that you have a cake in the oven, or to pick up the kids, you're caught up in the scrapture. Caught up in the scrapture of love.
I like that. All right, so I'm going to use pattern paper for this too, but just because I want it to look pretty. But you can, I think it would be even more fun if you took stamps and made your own pattern paper in all the blue tones. I think that would be really pretty. All right, let's cut these real quick. I just need you can see I'm whipping through it now. I'm going fast. So 6 by 2.5, 6 by 2. This is still 6, right? Yep. By 2. And this is our pattern paper pack called Autumn Splendor. I don't think this is the right pattern paper pack for this project, but it's the only one I have out here, so it's gonna have to do. And 6 by 4. So I'm gonna make this very quickly, but I think it will be fun. It'll be worth the wait here, and it'll be worth the extra freebie. So I'm gonna cut this again to 6 1/8 by 2 5/8, 2 1/8. See, when you have this template in front of you, you can do the cutting very quickly. And then 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. Now you can see, you get this going, you can make a lot of these very quickly. So here is the box again. This time we're going to be smart, and we are going to upholster it before we fold it together. So I'm going to take the bigger one of these two and round the corners. Round, round, round. Take the bigger of these two and round these corners. And now I have to round the corners of the top here. That's the bigger flap. So I'm going to round those corners. Now these are my scrap boxes, so I can do these any way that I want. I decided to upholster it just because I think it's going to be pretty. You could use stenciling for this instead of doing the pattern paper, which might be really pretty because then you can do the very specific colors that you want to put into this box. Fill it up with your scraps. So, because we fold away, I'm going to put all of these on this side. This is really the way. Will there ever be a cowboy kid? Hey, you never know. You never know. It's not a bad idea, actually. I might get too distracted, though. Not be able to craft. Start reading the book again. It's worth a reread this summer. Good summer reread. See, you got me flustered now. I can't even put my paper down straight. Okay. Is that straight? That's straight enough. I can't wait to show you the last freebie. So hang in there. And for everybody that's here, welcome. And we're so glad that you joined us. If you're watching on the replay, we're so glad that you stopped by. If you wouldn't mind, it would be awesome if you could give a thumbs up to this video if you're watching on YouTube, because that really helps share it to the rest of the world who might want to make some of these as well. Okay, so you can see I'm upholstering before I even fold. Makes it a lot easier. I kind of did it the hard way the first time through. But isn't that what the first time through is for? it's not to get it perfect, it's to figure out what I could have done better the next time and do it better the next time. My little phrase on here. That's all right. I always consider the first time through anything is my practice card or my practice project. And if it works out, great. And if it doesn't, well, it's just a practice project. Like this. This side looks better. Okay. So now I've got that all upholstered. Now it's time to fold everything up. And you'll feel, once you get it all upholstered, it's nice and sturdy. It really is. Very sturdy. Now you'll remember that you open it on the side. So you could do the side opening. But again, if you don't want to do the side opening, cut this flap off the top and then just tape it to here and then just open it that way. If that makes sense. I think it does. But for me, I'm going to do it this way. And I am going to round these corners because I do like the rounded corner for the opening of the flap. So you do have to kind of hold back everything else in order to do that. All right, now we're going to add tape onto here. Right here. It's kind of good to see it through the second time. And it's good to see that the first one took 45 minutes and the second one is taking 10, right? That's hopeful that it's not going to take forever to make these. I like this terrific tape a lot because it's easy to just tear. So if it's too big, you can just tear it off. Good job, ThermoWeb. If you're watching from ThermoWeb. Peel that off, and then I'm gonna put my scraps in here again just so I have something to lean on, and I'm gonna put my flap in there and fold. This is too high. No, I don't think it is. That looks pretty good. There we go. Now we're going to do the same on this. We're going to put a little bit of terrific tape here. Again, if you only have score tape, that's totally fine. Use that. Use red line tape. I know there's lots of tapes out there that you guys can use. This is the Gina K terrific tape by ThermoWeb.
You don't sell the corner punches anymore, do you?
No, we don't have those. We're looking into doing our own, actually. Because I'd like to have one that does a couple different types of corners. But we'll see. You know, things take a little while to develop. We'll see. All right, now this one's going to go on this side. Like that. Nice and straight. Okay. So now we've got that nice little box. Now for this, I know I've got scraps of black in there, but for this one, I created these. Same die, okay? So these have the color families: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, brown, black, and white. With brown, I would put craft scraps. With black, I would put gray scraps. But you could do whatever you want, however you want it. And you can also use the other one. I mean, they're all free downloads, so it doesn't matter how many times you print them or whatever. You could also use the plain ones that come in this pack to do your own colors. So maybe you just want one that says sea glass. Just get your label printer and put sea glass in there, and this is all your sea glass scraps. But I'm going to cut this blue one. So these will be my blues. I was going to do turquoise, but then I had to give up white or black, or one of the other colors. And I have way more white scraps and black scraps. Turquoise will fit nicely in with the blues. You can't use master layouts with these. This was designed just to work with our ovals dies because that's just a very specific die set that we have for that. And this way, you know, you didn't have to get a whole master layout set. And I use these ovals a ton, so it is a good one to have. But like I said, I can look into doing circles, or I can look into doing some other shapes, maybe just squares and rectangles that you can cut with a paper cutter. Maybe just rectangles. Or maybe just the words by themselves. Or if you have a computer and a printer, you could print your own if you have a way that you want to do it. Just print the word and then cut it out with whatever die you have. It doesn't have to be these ovals. I just wanted it to feel a little bit more decorative, so I like the little stitching on these ovals. I think they're really pretty. Here we go. And then let me just show you this. So I don't have to do the rest of it because you know the rest of it is just the black layer, just like we did with the Thanksgiving one. But if you don't want to do this part at all, you don't have to do that at all. What you can do is you can use the color labels, right? So let's say you want this to be, I don't know, let's say you want this one to be turquoise sea. So, or you want it to be tranquil teal, but you want to have a nice complementary color for the box. What you can do is just take that color label and put it on the side of the box, like this, right? Then you line these all up on your shelf, and you've got red velvet, you've got tranquil teal, you've got all of your colors, and you can have, you know, for as many colors as you have, you can have a box. And it doesn't take much space. It's super thin. It's only a 1/2 inch, right? It'll fit easily on your shelf. Tom, go to the front shot for a second. Okay, so like here, I could just store them on my shelf like this, and then they look like little books. So I can just grab, oh, I need some tranquil teal scraps. I'll grab that, open it up, pour them out, and use my tranquil teal up. And this is a nice way to organize it and get it out of that scrap box and make it really nice and organized. So there we go.
Anne had a great idea. She said just use the color of the box as the key.
You can certainly do that, and that makes it really easy. Just do the color of the box. I do like the little labels on there too, but you know, you don't even have to put a label, or just use your label maker if you want the actual color names. Sometimes people forget the color names when they have you know, card stock from more than one company. But if you're just a Gina K fan, you can just do that. All right, so this memory box template, this, I have them all here, these and this will all be on our website. We have a blog there on the website, and if you click on the blog, there's a template part. But I will link it here in the description, and I will also put it in our Facebook group so that you guys can do exactly how you want to do it. You can print them out and do exactly what you want. Now, I have to tell you that Jennifer McGuire and I are going live tomorrow together on her YouTube channel, 1 o'clock Central Time.
No,
2 o'clock.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern?
Is it 1 Eastern?
Jennifer, let's see.
I thought
Jennifer
it was
here.
Yeah, I think I just saw her go by. Did she say 1 Eastern? Okay, 1 Eastern. So noon Central Time. I thought I looked at it earlier. Noon Central Time. I'm going to put it on my community tab and also in our Facebook group with the link.
Hold on.
Okay. Did you say no? I thought it looked like 1 o'clock Eastern Time when I checked it earlier. Okay, all right, 2 Eastern, 1 Central. Got it. You know what? Don't even listen. We're going live tomorrow. I will post it everywhere so you can find the link, and it will show up in your correct time zone. But we're going to have so much fun because Jennifer and I have been talking about doing a video with this for quite a while. We're going to be playing with white pigment ink, and we're going to show you all kinds of different things that you can do with white pigment ink other than just stamp in plain white. And there are so many fun ways to use it. So make sure you tune in for that. And then tomorrow night, Rena and I are going to be on Craft Roulette with Mary Gunn. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be spinning the wheel, checking out the parameters. With Rena here, I can't imagine how hysterical it's going to be. I'm very excited, and I hope you'll join us for that as well and play along. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this little project. Let's take a look at it one more time. Here it is, the little Thanksgiving box. Isn't that so cute? For those Thanksgiving photos. Oh, yeah. We have a giveaway. Thank you, Tom. We have a giveaway. We're giving away also a $15 gift card. So for everybody who made a comment, and I see lots of you have, we are going to give away a $15 gift card to Gina K Designs. And our new release is right around the corner next Tuesday night, so you can use it for that if you want, but it doesn't expire, so you can use it whenever. All right, Tom. Let's pick a winner.
Let's see if we can get a drum roll.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me. So Tuesday, Tom had to remind me about the word of the day. Today, he had to remind me of the gift card. I get so into the crafting that I forget all the other things, and I don't mean to.
All right. Drum roll's not with us.
All right. No drum roll.
The winner is Cheri Browning. Cheri!
Yay, Cheri!
Good
Congratulations, Cheri! You are the winner of the gift card. Just send your name and an email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and let them know that you won the $15 gift card, and they will get that right out to you. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We sure hope you'll join us again tomorrow with Jennifer in the afternoon, and then Craft Roulette tomorrow evening for some Friday night Mary Gunn fun. Until then, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.